In this next set of problems, we're not asked to graph, we're just asked to figure out the parent function and describe the transformation, but we throw in a few new challenges with some of these problems here. We'll take a look at that. So this first one that has a new challenge would be number 8. So on number 8, I see my x squared right here and recognize that my parent function is going to be parabola. You might also see that written as quadratic. So either of those refer to the same thing. Describe the transformation. Well, there's nothing being added next to the x, so it's not going to go left or right. And there's nothing being added outside here, so it's not going to go up or down. But there's a 3 there, and that 3 has to mean something. And what that 3 tells us is how much the parabola is being stretched. So whenever you have a basic parabola, you get your basic U shape, whatnot. If you change that number out front, what that will do to the graph is make it much thinner. So it will become probably actually much thinner than that. Something like this, so that U will become much thinner if you have a number greater than 1. If you had a fractional number like 1/2, it would actually get wider. So that number right there determines how much your parabola is stretched. So the transformation would be stretch times 3. Now that stretching rule, you'll see that pop up in number 13 and number 9, a few others. We're going to scroll down to the bottom, and we are told on number 17, my parent function is quadratic. I have been shrunk by a factor of 1/2. I have been shifted down 4 units. What is my equation? So we're told what the transformation is. We need to work back to an equation. So parent function is quadratic. When you're told that, you're thinking y equals x squared is where I'm starting. Now you just need to modify that. I have been shrunk by a factor of 1/2. Well, that's that stretch factor out front. So we're going to put a 1/2 out front. Y equals 1/2 x squared. And so that will make the graph shorter and wider. It says I have been shifted down 4 units. Whenever you're shifting down, you just take the equation you had and you would subtract 4 units. If you're shifting up 4 units, you would do plus 4 at the end. The only time that we do the opposite thing that we expect is when it's in parentheses next to x. So for example, if this function had something to say about y, about shifting maybe 2 units to the right, we would do something like this. So we'd shift 2 units to the right inside the parentheses here in addition to our 4 units down. But the problem does not say anything about that, so we can get rid of that and just go with our final answer right here. Stretch of 1/2, move down 4 units.